All right, welcome everybody to the biotech webinar. My name is Sabine Rech, and I'm the director of the biotechnology program at San Jose State, and I'm happy that you can join me today. So feel free to, if you want to chime in and ask questions, go for it. Otherwise, we can answer them at the end. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our program and give you some information about the biotech industry. So our first slide will show you, give you a bit of a background about why an MBT degree. So what is biotechnology? So biotechnology is the applications of science and technology to living organisms. That's a basic definition of biotechnology. And there's a lot of different areas in biotechnology. There's pharmaceuticals, there, as you all probably know, there's big pharma companies. There also are diagnostic tests that are put out by biotechnology. There's research, personalized medicine, medical innovation, biofuels, testing, and wholesale. So that's a few of them. So there's a lot of different areas, and quite frankly, there's a lot of different jobs as a result. Okay, so here is some statistics on biotechnology. So nationwide, California is the #1 biotechnology state. It's #1 in biotechnology. So it has the most companies, and you can see here it has a lot of growth. So you can see this is the amount of companies in 2015, and then oops, sorry about that. And then you get more growth in 2020, you have 24,000 more. So the percent growth is very large. And so there is some growth in other states like Texas that have a larger growth in the bottom, but they start off with fewer companies. Okay, so they are pretty big. Massachusetts is also pretty big, but California is taking the top here. Establishments by life science sectors in California. So there's agriculture feedstocks, and the highest one is research testing, and also bioscience related distribution. And drugs and pharmaceuticals have a lot of establishments. They're mostly bigger. That's probably why they don't have that many. Alrighty. So the wages are really, really high in the biotech industry, much higher than anywhere else. And of course, you're not getting 322,000 when you start, but so the entry level wages are a little lower, but you can get up to 322,000 in San Mateo. And you can see here in the counties in around San Jose State, Alameda, Santa Clara, San Mateo, San Francisco, the salaries here and the average wages. So they're pretty high on average. So there's a lot of good outlook there. There's different types of jobs that you can get for the biotech industry. And so we have like direct employment. So that's when you're employed in the biotech industry. Indirect is when you work upstream. So people select this area for their companies because there's a lot of companies that manufacture parts that they need for biotech, like the high-tech industry, the chips, the IT. So those are some indirect employments. And then induced employment is one downstream, which are the sales and all the other jobs that come from the manufacturing of the biotechnology products. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Master of Biotechnology, which is a special master's program, and it combines hands-on science and business. So it's part of the professional science master's programs. So you're not only going to work in science, as you can see up here on the left, but you're also going to learn something about business. And that's kind of unusual because most people that do a master's in science don't know that much about business. And that's why it's kind of hard for them to get a job in the industry, because they're always looking for some people that also know a little bit of business. So why here in San Jose State? Basically, because it's very centrally located, and you can see there's a lot of advantages to be in San Jose State. There's a lot of jobs. You have very high concentration of jobs in this area, and they're very close. So we can just drive down the way on Stevens Creek to find Agilent. There's all kinds of other companies around here, Genentech in San Francisco. So the geography, as we said, San Jose State is positioned in the middle of the Silicon Valley. So that is a pretty good position to be in. and you can reach a lot of different areas really quickly. There is a continuous growth. So there's a continuous growth in biotech. Sometimes it's not quite as fast. It is a little volatile, but that's biotech. But overall, there is a growth in biotech. Also, we have very strong industry relations. There's a lot of networking. We've been doing networking for many years, and we have a really strong advisory board. So we get some ideas from the industry professionals, what kind of jobs or what kind of skills the students need. And we also kind of set them up with mentoring. So there's a lot of potential here. Okay, so here's your degree. So it's their program. It's a 2-year degree. So that's the program planner. So you basically get there with 2 years. So it's not a research degree per se, and you're not going to take longer than 2 years. So in the fall, the first year fall, you're going to take 3 classes, which is the 202 TA class, where we start catching you up on some of the parts of the business. So, and also teach you some of the writing. So you're going to do some marketing, IP, finance, and we have professionals from the industry come in and teach you that. And then we also have a class in bioinformatics to give you some science and some of the developments in the industry. And then finally, this is your first business class. It's business 282A, which is the management of innovation in the biotech sector. And that is like, this is the first MBA class. So you learn a lot about managing people, what kind of manager you are. And it's a typical business class, case studies. And we have a business professor that has been working with biotech companies. So it's a very interesting class. It's sometimes a little squishy for the science people, but in the end, they said they learn a lot from it. In the spring, you're going to continue the 202 series with TB, and you're going to do a seminar in biotechnology, and the direct device development process. So we invite speakers from all the areas in biotechnology, and they come and they talk to you about what they do. And then you're also going to continue writing a grant that you start in 202 TA, and so you get to know people in the industry. Then you're also going to take an advanced molecular techniques class, which is going to show the techniques such as CRISPR, and you're also going to do some cloning and some tissue culture, and just to keep you up on your science techniques. And then the business 282B is the operations management class. It's 3 units, and it's the second class of an MBA program. So they typically need to learn about operations management. Then during this year, you're working on your resume. You're working on your resume, and you're applying for internships. So we require the internships. We normally say summer, but we also accept internships during the fall of the second year, because sometimes it's harder to find internships than other years. We normally also have an online project management class, and sometimes also flow cytometry. So we have some summer classes for you if you're interested. So in the second year, you're going to be not quite as busy because you have all the basics. So you're going to start working a little bit more in finance, and then you can do an elective, which business, you can do an executive MBA elective, or you can there's some science electives that we have, like immunological techniques, or a couple other classes that we have. And then finally, you're going to take your entrepreneurship class, which is Biology 282C. So here you're going to work on a business plan. So during the summer, you're going to work with your team on establishing a startup company, an idea for a startup company. And the entrepreneur that teaches this class is going to talk to you about how you apply all these things and pitch to a board your business plan. Okay, so you learn about how to put together the business plan. You're also going to be required to enter the Silicon Valley Innovation Challenge, which where you show your ideas, and it's been very successful for the students. They have gotten a lot of success in there, so they're well known now. So you're going to talk to people. There's going to be some business professors and people from Stanford, investors. So they're going to give you some advice on your ideas. And then the spring is your last semester. You're going to do a little bit more on fundraising with our entrepreneur. You can take regulatory affairs or computer science classes if you want, or another executive MBA business class. And finally, you're going to do a colloquium with me, which is like a job and business prep class. So it will look over your resume one more time, and we have some mock interviews. We try to get ready we try to get you ready for the industry. Alrighty, so the next slide shows you a little more a repeat on how this works. So you have the year-round courses, and these are basically just to get you up to speed, and then the internship in the summer, and also trying to think about your biotech company idea. And then you're going to have fall courses, which are the advanced courses. So you have some more finance, you've got entrepreneurship class and elective, and finally this is your final semester. So if your grades if you get all B's or at least, and then you're going to be ready to graduate in 2 years. So it's a 2-year program. So what type of topics do we have? So these are the biotech seminar topics, the 2T class. This is Mark Schwartz. He's our entrepreneur, and he's very good at teaching people about the business and the industry. He used to be the CEO of a couple of biotech companies. And so basically, we're trying to teach you the business of biotechnology. So it starts with the drug device development process. And oops, sorry about that. I got too far in my slides. Let me see if I can get back to this slide. Okay, there we go. So then we talk about so this development process starts with research and development, so preclinical research, process product development, clinical development. So then we have some regulatory affairs topics. We have people come talk about that, and we also have a class. Intellectual property, one of the intellectual property lawyers is going to come talk to you about intellectual property. Manufacturing, business development, and quality control. We'll talk about that. Some marketing, market and company analysis that happens in the finance portion. And the business plan basically happens during your entrepreneurship class. So these are all the topics we're going to go over. Some of them we have speakers coming from industry. Some of them you have in a class with Dr. Schwartz. So every speaker we have has some real world experience. Okay, so then we have the electives. So here's some of the science electives. We do have an advanced immunological techniques class, which teaches you more about, immunofluorescence staining and things that you do in the lab. And then we also have pharmacology and toxicology. So that is an online class if you're interested. We have a regulatory affairs class taught by the VP of CEFIT for regulatory affairs. And we have a new class, which is a Python for biologists. It's an online class, okay? And then finally, there's also an independent project. So if you're interested in research, you can go talk to a faculty member, and if they have a place for you to do research, we give them $1,000 for your expenses. Okay, so if you're interested, do some research. It won't be a thesis research, but it's a project that you can do in 1 or 2 semesters. All right, so let's see. Nope, not happening there. Then we have MBA electives. Basically, it's they're listed. So you can take part in the executive MBA program, and the classes are project management, marketing management, leading edge manager, and operations supply chain management. So these are some examples. Accounting principles, financial marketing, topics in marketing, and strategic marketing. So there's many of them that you can select from. And we pay for you to take 1 class in the fall and 1 class in the spring if you're interested. So here's the Silicon Valley Innovation Challenge. This is Safwan and Samantha, and they got the best prize for social innovation, where they tried to find a low-cost way to detect toxic substances in water. And so they did really, really well. So that's, you make a poster and then you have to present it. So that's one example. Here is more of that. So what we're basically trying to do is we're trying to teach you some skills of entrepreneurship, and you don't have to become a CEO, but these also should help you in your job. So these are some of the skills here. The leadership, because you'll be working in teams. So there will be teamwork, conflict resolution, communication, strategic thinking, business plans, and the entrepreneurship. So these are all skills that you can use in your job, even if you're not the CEO of the company. And so here are 3 more samples from the SBIC. This is Vivian Grace, and they had a company that they develop an artificial intelligence to see what drugs are best for depressive disorder, depending on what gene the person has. So that was pretty interesting. And then we have Specureed right here. This Janhavi, let me make sure I have all the names right. Sorry about that. Janhavi, Anjali, Kushali, and Apurva. And they came up with a company to develop a device where that you can take to a restaurant and determine if there's an allergen in your food. And that's kind of important because a lot of people are very allergic to certain things, and not always do they know if it's in the food. And here's another one with Colin and Arisa, and they had also kind of a database that they developed. So a lot of people have been going into this, the final of these SVICs, and they've been very successful. Both they made the first place, and here's the third place that year. So what's the value of the MBT? So there's a lot of things that you can do with the skills that you learn in the MBT program. You can, a lot of people use it to transition into another role. So if they want to go from the bench to more of a business side or do business development. Also, it helps them to do promotion. A lot of people, year after MBT, they've been promoted to senior positions. You can establish yourself in the industry. Not everybody has backgrounds when they come in. Some people just graduated and they go find a job. You also are forced to do some networking because it's not always easy for people, but it's an important skill to find a job. And finally, there's development. So you develop your skills further. So here's some of our alumni, just so you get an idea where everybody goes. Beverly is a project management associate at Gilead. Leah is the implementation coach, and Vinaya came in with not too much of a background, and he's now a senior predictive data analyst at Genentech. Jessica is a medical operations manager. Nog is working as a research associate. So also we have these, Adrian, also a research associate. And then we have some people in sales and marketing and custom production. So there's quite a few people in various areas. And also we have there's more in project management, and a lot of people also joined the stem cell program, and Sneha and Philip, a research associate. Colin Daly is now working in the business aspects of another company. And so there's also some sales associates and more research. So research is also a field that a lot of your people get in. Okay, so here's a little bit about the application. The application deadline is April 1st, 2023. And all of the students, no matter if they're international or not, have to apply via Cal State Apply. So you have to send in an official transcript, and if you're international, it has to go through Wes, and Wes will then send it to the university. We do require the GRE unless you have and you have a reason or you can't get to it, and you can talk to me about that. But you do need to do a lot of writing. You do need a statement of purpose, a resume, and 2 letters of recommendation. Okay, so we ask that you send me the informal documents so we can start looking at the candidates and then start doing the interviews. But the university will need the formal documents. Also, for the international students, as we said, they have to have an advanced evaluation of transcripts. They have to have a TOEFL result, and also financial declaration and a passport copy. So this is for the international students office to get their visa. There is a place you can go for more information, but you can also email me. So this is graduate admissions. They can help you out. Okay, so basically here's our graduation. So this is the campus, and we normally have graduation in the rotunda, and those are some of the graduates, and they're all kind of getting ready to work. Okay, I think that's it for me. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Let's see if I can stop sharing.
If you have any question, you just raise your hand and I can allow you to speak.
think
You
you
can
have one.
unmute yourself a lot.
Hello?
Okay. Oh, and I let you to, you can. So you can speak now. I tried, you can speak now. Chai? And a lot.
Hello?
Yeah, can you unmute yourself? Hey, a lot.
You can also type the question in the chat if
Yeah,
you
you
want.
can type it. Yeah, exactly.
The classes are mostly held in person. We do have an option. We do have some classes that will be hybrid. And in case we have a problem when we had the pandemic, of course, we went online, but most of the classes are in person. So the question was how the classes will be held. I'm sorry. Oh, so I read it. I've seen that there's an internship course in your program. I'm wondering that will school make arrangements for students, or should students find internships themselves? So basically, we try to help you to find. We try to connect you to opportunities. So we're not going to arrange the internship for you, but we're going to try and send you a lot of opportunities during the first year, and help you with your resume so you can apply for the internships, because you do need to learn how to apply for jobs and internships. So the interview process is basically we're gonna look through we're gonna first look through your stuff that you sent us, and then we invite the candidates we think are going to be successful, and we're going to just have a general interview. Why do you want to be in the MBT program? So basically, we just want to do what your interests are and what you want to do with the degree. So you can't really prepare for it, but you can think about why you want to be in this program. And we also give you a writing test if you don't have the GRE. And we try to figure out kind of where you fit. I think the question was about the TOEFL score. We are flexible in TOEFL scores, but we try to like hold you to the standard of it. If it's really low, it's not good, because you have to do a lot of writing, and we really don't have time to teach you how to write. Okay, but we'll also look at other things. So you still be considered, even if you're under the cutoff. The question, if it's a GRE score needed, yes, we do need the GRE score. We especially need the writing score from the GRE. So I know it's hard for some people to get to the GRE, so if you can't do it, just let me know. And then, but then you will need to take a writing test. Any other questions? Hi, will the presentation slides be shared after the webinar? I guess it's a question for Albert. Are you gonna?
Yeah, I can send it out to all the participants here. If
Okay.
everybody interested, we can send that. Yeah.
Okay, the other thing is the graduate student housing. So we do have some housing, but it's not extensive, especially not for the graduate students. So you might have to find your own. Yeah, because we're in the downtown San Jose, so it's a little bit rough. Any more questions? Oh, I think looks like we're out of questions. Okay, so I think we're gonna end it here if you don't have any more questions. Do you have anything else to say, Albert?
No, I think it's a good meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you for coming and thank you for joining the webinar. You have my email on the slides. So if you have any more questions, feel free to email me. Okay.
And I will send out the slides shortly.
Okay. I'll see
right.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.